How you doing?
Yo, 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 what up, everybody?
What up?
So we were talking in the bag because we have to state this going in.
Are you still
The woman that we're going to be discussing this evening
Are you shooketh?
is a member of AFF, but only joined after she saw what they were capable of doing. And it just so happens that it's the girl that we're talking about tonight. We had no idea that this had happened.
Let's also say hi to Tammy because she
Hi,
is
Tammy.
on TikTok. So hello, everybody.
And
I just want to say to Tammy too,
Yeah.
I want to give a clear message to Tammy. If that's what happened, like you joined TikTok after they started coming after us, it wouldn't have stopped this from happening. You clearly are new here because
it's weird that like you want to come on the show now. You kind of created this, so let's get through what you created first.
Yeah.
This story starts way back in June of last year.
All right, I'm glued in. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Pam and Beth they became friends through a crew, so to speak. We won't bring her into it because we don't need to. So they became friends and they were very good friends. And in June, Tammy and Beth decided.
Okay, real quick. Sorry, Roxy. This is Xray. We've had her on the show a couple times. She tells me she's got good stories, good ones.
Yes, she does good drama content coverage too.
Yes, she had wanted to reach out to us about this before we even had a negative interaction with AFF, and then the rest kind of unfollowed. And it's a case that's going up to like the Supreme Court over TikTok.
It is.
So we're always interested in that.
Actually, it isn't over TikTok, but it kind of is. It started right?
Okay.
The friendship began and they decided, you know what, we're going to go ahead and Tammy's going to come to Beth's home. And they're going to spend a week together because that's what friends do. If you become that.
Beth's here with us right now. So she came to your home.
Yes.
Sorry, I was trying to load the computer.
No worries at all, honey.
Yes.
Okay.
So she came to Beth's home, and while she was there, unfortunately, Beth's mother, this is going to be the tough part, so bear with us.
Okay.
Beth's mother was on a ventilator, and Tammy did not ask, hey, should I not come? Hey, do you think this is a bad idea? Like, maybe we can switch days. She did not ask that. A different friend of theirs told Tammy to ask that, and she got pretty upset and was like, basically, screw you, I'm going. So Tammy lives in New York, a very small suburb in New York, and she drove from New York to Butler County, Ohio. We all know where Beth lives. It is okay. So it took her 18 hours.
Drive. Yeah, that's a drive.
She got there and Beth's mother was on life support. She was fighting for her life. And unfortunately,
she went on the ventilator after the plans were made, right? Like they made plans and then she went on the ventilator and it was kind of like, maybe we shouldn't do this, but that never happened. She just,
she was on the ventilator the whole time.
And she still just showed up.
Yeah, she still came. I mean, it's not like I told her no.
Right, but still.
So she came, and unfortunately, Beth's mother succumbed to her illness during Tammy's stay.
I'm sorry, Beth.
Sorry, Beth.
And all right, this is gonna choke her up. So I'm trying to protect her the best I can. So even though that happened, it has been a year. In June was a year that her mother has passed, and her mother and her were very close, like best friends. So when she lost her mother, she lost somebody that she could tell whatever to. And Tammy, that was supposed to be her best friend.
Right.
That was supposed to be her ride or die. Somebody who left there thinking these two were close as sisters. And unfortunately, here we are. So during that time, Beth has a disabled child. I might get choked up on that one. Morgan is 23 years old with Williams syndrome and 3 other diagnoses that two of them I am fighting to get diagnosed with her. which would be ADHD, autism. She does have Williams syndrome, and she also has CAH. So for her mentality, Morgan is 7 years old. Morgan is high functioning in terms of her speech, but her comprehension in certain areas is repetitive. Yeah. So like every about 10 minutes, she'll come to the door and talk to Beth about different things, but kind of the same things. She also has, other children besides her who are all adults. And at the time of Tammy's stay, her child was 17. Her youngest was 17, almost 18. And her other son was out of the house. And her other son has also unfortunately passed away from murder. Okay. So Beth has gone through a lot.
Yeah.
Very short time span. And her son's murder is still in case technically it should be. That's a whole nother podcast, honestly. It was a murder that
you're more than welcome to use our platform to tell that story at some point if you'd like to as well, Beth. Like, you're more than welcome when you're ready to do that. If you want to, you can.
Thank you. So during that time, the stay, Tammy started to make some very unusual requests, as well as she started behaving unusually. And the unusual, what I mean by that, would be sleeping for all hours of the day and night, not joining in family time or talking to Beth really at all. She stayed behind closed doors, and actually the room that Beth is in, I believe. So correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's the other room. I'm in my spare room.
Okay. So the other room, my apologies. It was mid-June, almost July, and she kept opening up that window in her room, even though Beth's home is air conditioned by HVAC. Mm-hmm. But keep that in your mind. Beth's home also, I've been there plenty of times. Beth's home, she loves her Gain scents. And when you walk into her home, the first thing that smacks you is the smell of Gain. And it smells good. It smells like laundry. It doesn't stink or give you a headache, which apparently it did her. And she told Beth very snarkily that she needed to remove those. That was one of the things. Then the next thing was Beth had left to go and take care of her mother's funeral arrangements. She left with her daughter-in-law, her 2-month-old grandson, her 7-year-old mentally disabled child, along with Tammy at the home, thinking everything was fine. Well, nothing was fine beyond that fine. Tammy made a remark to her daughter-in-law to get the F out. I need to smoke.
With my 2-month-old grandson at the time.
And Beth does not allow anybody to smoke in her home. She does not allow shoes in her home beyond her kitchen. So, obviously, with Morgan, who has a health issue that you cannot do that in front of, and a 2-month-old child, you would assume that you wouldn't tell somebody else to get the F out, right?
Right.
However, she did. So unfortunately, Michaela decided to leave. And that would be her daughter-in-law. She left with her grandson. And I get that, she needed to go.
Yeah.
However, that left Tammy with Morgan. Sorry, my cat, to show her rear end. Anyway, Mavis don't like her, apparently. Anyway, we thought she was smoking cigarettes. We had no idea. This entire year, that's what we thought. We were under the impression until yesterday.
Day before yesterday.
Morgan, we were talking about her daughter-in-law and the grandson, and I FaceTime call with Beth, as I am, and we brought up that situation with, the grandson. Well, Morgan, out of the blue, just starts saying, it's marijuana. And I said, what? Like, her and I's face was like, wait a minute, what? She started to explain the item that it was smoked out of, what the item looked like, what does marijuana look like? What does it smell like? Like, she was able to give us details.
I don't understand why people got to be smoking flower pot up in their house. It stinks. Go outside. It stinks. Like, why are you doing
Listen,
that?
there's no one in my home that smokes it. We don't do any of that.
Right.
And we're not, like, here's the deal. It's not.
And I'm not against it. We
No,
just don't
I
do
mean,
it.
me neither. I'm just against smoking it in children's faces. Like, I just know, I feel like we shouldn't do that.
I don't care what your bias is. What I care about is that you understand the delicacy that there is a disabled child in this home, and that at this point you are responsible for, and you should have called the mother and said, hey, you know, this is what occurred. I know you're in a bad situation right now. What do you want me to do? There was other options for her that you chose to do this, and now this child can explain to me in great detail what you actually did.
Right.
Introduce, let me back this up. I had a wonderful friend reach out to me that I truly care for. I love her to pieces. And she reached out to me and said, Xray, the way that you stated it, it sounded like that this person gave it to her. And I said, you know what? I'm sorry. If that's the way to introduce, that's not the way I meant it. I meant that introducing means this.
Right. You're introducing something new to that child. Right. So okay. I get it.
Go ahead and correct that.
Right.
I absolutely will, because
that's not how I took it, but I guess I could see how
if that's how it felt, I'm responsible for that feeling. So I adjust my tone. So
sounds like
I said I'll adjust it. If, you know, things are feeling a little funny over there, I guess I'll adjust my tone, even though my tone is usually pretty, you know, well, you know. Anyway, so
whatever do you mean?
You know what I mean?
No clue.
Just a little bitchy, but much
abrasive. Have you abrasive?
Yeah, cut to the quick. I've heard this so much this past week. I wish that you could hear these phone calls, because I'm like, everybody thinks I'm mean.
You're not mean.
I swear I'm not. But
the character that we're talking about is Tama. What's her name again? Tama
Lee.
She's a new AFF member.
Yeah.
And that happened after the fact.
The heck? So
she's just waiting for the 7 or 30 days to go by so she can remove it. Just like the rest of us. We're all
literally just waiting now the 7 days.
Like, you guys threw me off with it. I'm like, wait, Xray, what's going on?
That was the point.
I was like, I'm playing cat and text to you, but give me a
second. It worked beautifully.
Yeah, you got to explain us for sure.
We're in quiet days.
She got there. Oh, I get it. Yes. So, I told her, like, you know, Tammy also, there was other things she did. She was on the back porch and she was nodding out and almost hit herself glass table. Now,
from weed, homie, come on.
Pot doesn't make it out.
No.
When that was brought up, I mean, she hastily denied it, but there are cameras. Anyway,
I
mean,
you're supposed to look for those,
right?
I showed them to her.
Even worse.
like,
I don't know. I actually sat at that camera, and if you look on my page, like, I don't know, a couple months back in the summer, I sat right where she was, and I made the video kind of reenacting what happened. So I just figured I'd give everybody the details. You, buddy. So I will say this real quickly. You might get interrupted. Morgan will come to the door and talk to Beth.
She's at the door now.
Yeah, no, you can mute. You can mute yourself if she needs to mute.
I'm not talking about you.
There's a mute button. So there is a mute button. That way no one can hear what's going on your side. So just do that next time so you don't got to worry about anybody being assholes.
Is it on the mic? Just hit the mic button?
Yeah, just that little microphone button and it'll mute you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we want to make this clear. When we tell this story about Morgan, we will not be putting a 7-year-old mentally on TikTok or any social media to tell her.
Hell no.
We will be taking the appropriate.
I started the appropriate legal action today.
Yeah.
So I may also get interrupted with an attorney calling.
Absolutely okay.
With Ohio, you guys know, every state has different laws. And my mother just so happened to be the director of Goodwill when she was alive for a while. Mm-hmm. And I grew up in the world of MRDD. So I really took a hold to Morgan, like, especially because she's a sweet girl and she is somebody that doesn't know a lie. She doesn't know how to.
Yeah.
So when I tell you that this story shocked us, it hurt us, it broke us, because she should never have been introduced to something like that, especially from somebody outside of the family.
Right.
Not medicinal. And at the time, it was only a medicinal state at the time. So she carried it from New York to Ohio. Regardless if you have a medicinal.
You can't do that.
Right.
Your card is only good, because I have a card back when, I mean, now it's pointless to have one in my state because we're both.
Right.
But if the rules around the card they're not fucking around with those.
Exactly. Now, I will say too, during this entire situation for the last year, we have given her multiple points. I'll go over those. Multiple. She doesn't think we have, but we have. So after Tammy, during the time, Beth had given her a Michael Kors purse, a wallet that was best, and she just didn't want it, so she gave it to Tammy.
It was ugly. I didn't like it.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm just being truthful and honest. Why let it collect dust? Here, you can have it.
True.
So she also took her and paid for her hair done just out of the kindness. She just wanted to do something, and she got a pedicure, a manicure, you know. Well, Tammy had also needed a phone. So Beth, once again, out of the kindness of her heart, decided, let's go to T-Mobile. I have an extra line. You're my best friend. Like, You're not square bitch. You're my hoe, right? Wrong. Yeah, totally wrong.
Yeah, because this wasn't like a TikTok friendship. Like, you guys were in each other's homes. Like, like, we have to stress that.
Right. So she took her to T-Mobile and she picked out a phone, which was an iPhone 15. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
It was better than the phone and she just wanted her to be able to contact her grandchildren, to contact Beth, anything that she needed, because she needed a phone. This woman is on Social Security. She's on a limited fixed income, but we'll talk about it. And she wanted something. So anyway, let's fast forward. She leaves the home and Beth has to play her mother to rest. She leaves the home the day before the funeral, which, okay. She leaves, Beth lays her mother to rest, and Tammy and her got into a nice squabble, as we could say. All Beth did was simply ask Tammy for the phone back, and how she did that was with Mookie. It's another person, Nikki, on this app. She goes by Mookie Bad Fam. She was going between Tammy
and Fam.
Yeah,
bad.
I don't know, like maybe Bad Family, like
Bad Fam.
Okay, I was like, dude, is this a twofer? Are we getting Bad Fam and AFF?
Tell you, there is Bad.
I got a little excited.
He's out there, but I will say this: she decided to play tag on both of them. So she was pretending to be Tammy's friend, all the while getting every clip, every live, every chat, every message for Beth to be able to take Tammy.
So she wrote the text out that was sent to Tammy about the phone being returned. I have proof. I have proof of it all.
Mm-hmm. So she decided to do that. She is currently still.
Did you guys originally meet through the app?
We originally met through the app. Yes.
She still sits today as Tammy's best friend. Think that one through.
Yeah.
So It took Beth months to decide that she was taking her to civil court. And this is where I'm going to let Beth explain why she actually decided and why it took months for her to really do that.
Because in my heart, I didn't really want to, because I had went into a creator's live because she was in that live, and I got a message saying that she was requesting us to come in there. So I go in there and I ask for the phone back. I gave her 10 days to return the phone, and she said she would. I waited months even after that. And then I finally called my police department and asked them, what should I do? This is the situation. Here is the proof. And they said that it was considered stolen.
Yep.
So she's trying to come out here and say that I automatically said this phone is stolen when that's not the case.
No, you gave her an opportunity to return it first.
Thank you. Now we're talking this happened. She left my house the day before my mother's funeral. So that would have been, July 28th. My mother's funeral was July 29th. I can show the obituary if you need to.
No.
So
she's going off of, it's a stolen phone, because that's what I sued her for, because in my state, when I asked for my property back, it's considered stolen if you don't return it after you agreed to.
Let me make it clear, loud and clear. If I was a part of this prior to, December of last year, if I was a part of this knowing it in June, she would have been done with felony criminal theft. And I would have wrote up the ORC code on her myself.
Yeah.
Because I used to.
The phone makes it.
It makes it felony theft over 1,000 in Ohio.
Yep.
And can I verify that not only did I not have insurance on this phone, so I didn't get it replaced as if I've heard and on
Right.
lives that she's had, but I'm still to this day paying on that phone.
Still.
Oh my gosh, yeah, like what? Like the for the phone every month.
Every
Yes.
And the phone is now a brick because you can't use it even by now. And
Do you have the phone back or no? She still has it.
We went to court and she brought out the phone. The judge asked her if that was the phone in question. She said, yes. He said, would you like to return it right now? And she said no and put it back in her purse.
What the fuck?
He said, judgment granted. I have over an hour of the whole entire court case.
So what was she ordered to do then? Was she ordered to pay you for the phone?
Yes.
Has she given you any money for the phone yet?
I've gotten nothing. She was ordered to pay $1,027.71. And now she's acquired interest, not to mention, without my, me suing her, she has other multiple sues or whatever you want to call them on her record. So if you add mine in with what the state has on her that she lives in, that's about $7,000.
She stated,
Whoops.
I don't lien on my home. Yes, you do. Through Onondaga. You call them. We gave her the information. So let me get there. So I decided to take an interest in this because I'm like, you know what? This,
like, said, I know you're fucking lying.
Right. Because I remember, trust me, when I say I remember some of these lives that she's going to play for just clips of these lives, and you're going to hear Tammy and what she says. I remember these. I know you are lying. Girlfriend.
You brought
clips all the way up. I know. I know how old you are, but that don't mean shit. We need to figure this out. So I decided to take an interest in it. And I was like, I'm going to start this as like a journalistic. Like I'm going to go
as only you can.
Absolutely. At all.
That's how we got to meet you.
That's how
you take an interest in us.
Was she did a drama thing on us, and I'm like, oh my god, this chick is hilarious.
So I'm like, you know what? So I'm like, wait a minute, 1 + 1 - 2. That, whoo, you know what I mean? That. It's not good. So I was like, fine, here we go. We're going to dig into this. But I talked to Beth. I said, listen, I'm going to ask for things because I understand you also have a CPO against you. They are wild.
Tammy girl.
Yes. So
she's got one against her from somebody else.
I have one on her.
So you have one on her. Okay.
I was threatened with a MC club.
Yeah. She threatened her with motorcycle, saying they were going to.
The girl who just now joined AFF.
Yes.
Even though the general just got booted out for that shit.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Artie, did you hear that? Oh, that's okay. Cool. Call Butler. I know damn well. What? Anyway, that would be considered third party in Ohio, Tammy. Just so you know. That's third party.
Butler County has already been called.
We've given you grace. And you've done it to yourself. I've got the screenshots. And you went third party. Absolutely. That's why you went private when I called you out.
Right.
That's why you did. So I decided if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go under a fake account on Reddit named Draper's Life Coach. That was me. Hello. They called me Dirty Diaper Draper. I thought it was cool. I liked it. They called me Matlock. They called me Medea, Tippy the Turtle,
Jessica Fletcher.
When it can't stick, they come up with good ones.
They do.
Right.
I'm like, hey, I'm gonna recycle some of these.
Right. That's where my Judge costume came from. I was really excited. I don't take that fame from me. Dang, I don't have much. Anyway, so I decided to go into this head first and say, I'm going to do all the digging I possibly can. This is what I need. I need the audio from the courthouse or the transcripts. So she got the audio from the entire court hearing so I could listen to it. So I wanted to ensure that I got every single fact, all the evidence to prove just in fact, everything that Tammy was stating was not true. I did just that. I went on as Draper's Life Coach. I had everybody confused as to who I was, but I felt like I did my job. I made people realize that Tammy has this judgment and that
what'd I do?
She needs to do something about this. So another creator was a friend of hers, and actually they went live together and they raised almost to the tune of $600 for Tammy to pay part of that judgment. Well, guess what Tammy did?
What'd she do?
Not
a damn thing, did she? Tammy, what is going on with you, girl?
So I let it as I do. I let days pass. She says, I'm going to pay it on this date. So I let that date slide by.
Tammy, I hope that you're taking notes for when it's your turn, for when we reach out to you afterwards. Just
right.
We'll reach out to you for comment.
So I get back on Reddit, do what I do and say, hey, baby girl, you raised that money. Beth don't see a payment. Neither does the courts. Where you at?
Right.
Where you at?
Right.
He gets back on live and tells people, if it's okay with all my donators, I want to talk to an attorney on Wednesday to see if they can turn that phone back on if I pay that judgment.
Hold the fuck on. Hold the fuck on. She wants a legal judgment for you, Beth, to turn her phone back on as if pay her fucking phone bill. She can't. What?
She can't do it because the phone's not even paid for. That phone is still in my name. I'm still paying for that phone.
This is not looking good for you.
And let's remember, because I called and I spoke to a lot of people in her state, legal people.
Right.
Where she's on Social Security, she gets a free lawyer.
Yes.
Free.
Yes. Also, it's very hard to get money with a judgment because she's on Social Security.
Damn welfare junkie. Right.
It's Xray. Did you expect her story not to be wild? Come on.
I mean, really, the only way that they'll get the money back is if the woman was to refinance or sell her house.
She owns it.
Why she doesn't just fucking
she bought her house. She bought her house straight out. I don't want her house.
Just return the
It's a molded trailer. It's a molded trailer.
Shit, I foreclose on that some bitch.
In Onondaga, here's how it goes. You have a couple of options when you have something like this. So Beth had to pay even more money to exemplify the judgment and merge the two states together so they could talk to each other.
Okay.
So that's what we did. We exemplified the judgment. We went over to the DMV and said, hey, we're going to subpoena you on an information subpoena because we want Tammy's serial number of her trailer as well as her serial number to her car, her VIN number. Mm-hmm. So I subpoenaed Onondaga DMV. And we were going to go ahead, hey, send that over to the bailiff and over to the court so they can go ahead and take a property execution.
Right.
In Onondaga, they do it every October. We missed the deadline for this October. That's fine. We still filed the paperwork. So what we do now, is there anything else left? Yes, we can. We are going to the New York Supreme Court, and we've already filed. We are waiting on a court date. For this particular court date will be a simple, you have an option. You can either pay by this date, the judge will order, or you can pay on a payment plan. But if you miss a time, you're in contempt of court, you can get fined or go to jail.
Right.
So we went ahead and did that. We went ahead and said, we're going to do this option as well because we missed the deadline for the October auction this past year. Even though we filed the paperwork, it just didn't make it in time.
Right.
She thinks this entire time, well, I'm not getting any of the paperwork that Draper's Life Coach is showing on Reddit. No, duh. It goes to the DMV and to the damn courts, not to you.
Why does she?
I have everything right here. Not to mention everything on the
So
most of everything on the laptop.
What's the goal? What's the goal with the Supreme Court case? Like, what is the
goal? Is to get a date that she has to make either payments set due, like a payment note every month or what have you, or she's going to have a payment date.
Okay.
Because at this point, I don't care how she feels, what she thinks, and anything or the above. Regardless, Tammy, you've lost 2 court cases already. You're going to lose a third because you're in contempt already.
So other people.
I also have proof of her raising money and promoting the TikTok shop as well. That's all been turned into her.
People have been sending her money.
Place.
Her only income is Social Security, and Social Security you can't garnish wages from. So
she makes money on TikTok.
That's why, you had to pull that out.
And she also is on government assistance. So they've all been reached out to.
How does she get all of that? You're not supposed to be able to have all of that.
She has government assistance.
She's probably not claiming that side job. You got to claim the side jobs. Damn, what are you doing?
Well, her caseworker definitely knows and made a fake TikTok and has been watching her.
Ain't that the truth?
And I have the messages to prove that.
There really does seem to be an overflow of them.
I agree.
What's really disgusting through this whole entire story is that instead of focusing on what she could have done better, taking responsibility, taking action,
right?
She focused on Draper's words and kind of wanted to, discredit me when she found out I was Draper.
Her name, what's her name on TikTok?
Tamalee50 or Tamalee52. It's Tamalee. Like I said, hey Tam, I know you're watching.
Tamlee.
Lee 50 or 52. It depends on what she's on today.
I can't believe Morgan ain't blowed me up yet.
I know. Morgan's doing great.
She's only came one time.
So
are you putting it in the chat?
Put what in the chat, Morgan? What?
No.
I don't see a chat.
Oh, no. It's Tamale.
Tamale.
Like almost like I don't understand what the Lee's for. That's not your middle name, Xray.
Hey. No, that ain't right.
What am I doing wrong?
You're not adding the E. There's 2 E's.
2 E's. Okay.
I'm just confused.
Is there people even in here? Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, there's.
How do you see it?
Yeah, you can't. So if you guys are on a phone, it's really you guys can't see comments at the same time. You can flip your phone sideways, and you might be able to see some of them.
I'm good.
She's like, I don't.
It's scrolling now.
So far, there's been no negative comments, no troll comments or anything. So
that's cool.
No, they're listening on the outside.
Oh, that's fine. We can't see who's in here. We just
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, she very much so could be in here, and we have no idea. It doesn't tell us.
They thought that you were advertising tamales.
tamales.
Just got word that she is currently advertising her Cash App so she can get money to take a lie detector test, because I did state that you can take a lie detector test at the Federal Bureau of Investigations.
Yeah.
Or if
Me and my whole family has already taken one.
Tamily, I know she is. We told her she's crying. Well, I didn't want to make you cry, honey. That's not what
That's
we're
okay. She didn't care that I was crying, that I lost my mother, and she did the things that she did.
She was well aware that there was a show tonight, and
10 minutes. Let me tell you, 10 minutes before the funeral home called me to make arrangements for my mother and to tell me what to bring. This woman looked at me and told me that if I was going to be one of those girls to lay in a room and cry, she would just leave. Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Wow.
And me not being in my right mindset, I'm losing my mother. My mother.
best friend.
I let this woman walk around this house as if she was cock of the fucking wall. Excuse my French.
No, you're fine.
Good. I was
completely shut off to reality.
Right.
I just lost my best friend in the whole world.
Yeah. No, and that was very
So
much.
her tears that she's crying over her wrongdoing, that's on her. That don't fall on me. That does not fall on me. I asked, you agreed to send it back. You didn't. Things are where they are now. But she had no right dragging me all over TikTok with lies. Pure lies.
If you guys let her, go ahead and play that first live that she has telling, how she has it in the bag and that you're going to pay for what you did to her.
Let me find it.
Because honestly, like I said, this was a friendship that truly broke up, and nobody talks about friendship breakups really. But you know what? It's okay. I picked her up. She's good.
Oh God, I'm not sure which one it is. So just be
anyone,
patient with me. I'll flip how do you flip your camera on here so you guys know?
There we go.
Here she's gonna learn a lesson. Stop being a liar. That's good. What's good? What's good, DC? Oh my God, this stupid computer. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Can you hear it?
and I will make a statement. Dragging somebody for 144 days is how it's been said. Sweetie, there is a difference between putting out evidence and factual information and dragging somebody.
Yeah, I didn't go to court yet. Although I know I got it in the bag, I'm not worried about it in the least. But hasn't worked out yet. It's getting there. It'll be the next drama on TikTok come October 25th.
Why October 25th?
That was our court date. Although I don't think she's brave enough to come on her main account. I didn't have an account.
And she'll state that.
You know what I mean? I don't think she's brave enough to do that. She would be if she had people on her side. Like if she still had Mookie in her corner and she still had like Jen in her corner. I think she would. But she's got nobody. Like, who you coming on here with? Because she needs somebody in the box with her. She can't do nothing by herself.
Isn't she currently live with somebody right now?
Yep.
She did.
And they put AFF in her title to this. I don't get it.
Okay. It is what it is until October 25th. So go on. Let me find the other one where I'm being taught a lesson.
Real Talk War.
There we go.
I went in there as Freedom Fam.
She's gonna make a lot of people mad.
So it says Freedom Fam joined.
I've never been with Real Talk Warriors in my entire life.
Hey, is there something we should ask her to see if we can get a comment on it?
I'll tell you that much. It won't be over.
Actually take action. Admit her fault from Xray. When are you going to adjust?
She's coming for me. Did you hear?
Hey, Misty.
Ask her a question for comment, Kat.
I know.
Do you want to send her the link for comment?
No, just ask her a question so we can relay the answer.
I do. I still have to go.
Say, hey, we're live right now. Here's a question. The audience wants to know.
Yeah, audience.
Here we go.
How much does she owe her?
And drop it. That would be easy, right?
How much does she owe?
1,071 plus tune of almost 2,000.
So much on me. I mean, so much on me. Like, I couldn't even fathom the shit that she's lied about them. Not to mention the friends that she has destroyed on here.
Why doesn't my thing keep popping?
And other people that she has lied to.
They're
I'm going
ignoring
to
it.
teach her a lesson. You can't fucking do what you think you can do. You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna continue to do this. You're gonna pay for this.
This lady's wild. Xray.
She's wild as hell. I know.
Where the fuck you find these people?
If I get back the phone now, I
Girl.
guarantee you her account would be right back up talking mad shit.
Obviously, I didn't have an account because why would she say that?
I followed her from Freedom Fan.
That woman
Right.
satisfaction.
Was not on.
Hey, does she still have AFF?
Yes.
Yes. It says
Um,
AFF.
And I'm gonna teach her a lesson.
She's going
But
to teach me
now
a lesson.
You can't do this to people. You can't do this to me, and you can't do this to other people.
Foot junkie, I'm guessing that it's the kind that uses like antihistamines to make, if you know what I mean.
I'll let you see it if you can see it.
It's being sold to that lady.
That's
Let me
reckless.
find her. Oh, this iCloud thing keeps popping up.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't know what.
So where?
I won't.
Oh, what is that one? Is the general dating
No, I
her?
was just gonna say.
Here's another.
I know. I was just gonna say that.
Oh.
Everything I'm saying is getting back to her.
Because Mookie was the one giving it to me.
Okay.
She just said, I know, Mookie, everything I say is getting back to her. Yeah, because Mookie's the one that was giving me everything.
There is another story, Tammy, that I'd love to share because a lot of people know this story in your circle. You told everybody that your son was arrested and the police officer came to your home to deliver his heroin to you that you pulled out of your drawer in front of your friends. Can you explain that?
Wait, what?
Yeah, she wants to convince her friends that her son got pulled over. So the cop came to her house and delivered the heroin to her. Like, here you go. Here's your son's stuff. He's getting arrested.
No. That didn't happen. I don't even know this. That didn't happen.
Right.
I didn't fall for it, but I just played along like whatever.
Full stories like this. And honestly, at this point,
We're going to give her it. So just tell her to watch what she says about us tonight.
How do you demand respect from somebody when you
I
can't
don't know
respect
you.
anybody else?
I don't know you.
I didn't
She
get
wants
to
to come on and we're going to reach out to her for comment afterwards.
medical.
Was it medical heroin? Like,
They have that?
no.
Oh, I'm stupid when it comes to drugs.
There's absolutely no way in God's green earth that happened.
No. And that's the thing is like,
so when does it start up for showing up? Like, do you guys have a court date yet?
Not yet, because we are currently in 3 court cases. 3.
What?
We're yes. So
I have proof of being doxxed as well.
we're just waiting on it. So please stay tuned, obviously. I will say this. I'm curious. I'm just curious, Tammy. I did have a live. We do have it because we have a ton of them, which we don't have all the time in the world to play them all. But if you have questions, concerns, outbursts, I'm sure you'll be in my comments. How I do have a question though. At what point are you ever going to admit that you have a lien on your house? When? Because it's true. I told you to call. I gave you the phone number. I told you the person's name. And you keep telling nobody. Oh, we don't have that. We don't have a lien on my home. Yes,
this is another thing that cracks me up, okay?
I heard of it. Like,
she had a live saying that she took the phone and dropped it in one of them Dropbox things and it pays you for it.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you have it at court?
Right.
I have that live. The judge listened to that and literally looked at her like she was, I'm not going to say the word. Yeah.
How long ago was she ordered to pay?
She told the judge that she didn't know that she had to have all of her information on flash drives like I did mine, as well as my laptop. But I have her live stating that she knew she had to have it and that she was going to have it all in order.
Right.
But you totally lied to the judge. So isn't that considered what? Perjury?
It's been a year.
Hi.
Oh, goodness.
Beth is a liar. Prove me to be a liar.
Right. That part's true too. Both can be true. So her buying the phone for her friend could be true, but her then not being around her anymore, she wants the phone back because
I don't want the phone back. I want my money.
Especially
the phone's junk.
It is stolen then.
Yes. Yeah. That is in my state.
Yeah.
When I asked it,
but you can let
I'll say the creators live.
You can let Tammy know, Justin, that she's more than well. We're going to reach out to her for comment. She's reached out to us. We're going to respond to her. We waited until the live.
Absolutely.
And we'll get what she has to say, and we'll either we'll add it to this, or I'll throw it up in the beginning of next week's.
And here's the thing. I was asked, what do you want from this? And I said, I want accountability. I want action. I want you to have some emotion, Tammy. You're having it now, but it's kind of convenient, don't you think? Like all this time you were roughhousing and saying we were liars and that can't happen. That's not true. Yes, it is. Whether you like it or not, it is true. And you think it's no big deal. You've said it before. The judgment's no big deal. Then why did you raise that money with Missy and Joey?
Right.
Why? Because that's messed up. And you said, I gave it back. No, you did. Not all of it. We know of definitely one person that told you to keep it. And then 2 days later, after that money was raised, you purchased a phone from T-Mobile and a customized diamond painting of your grandchildren. And you want us to believe that money went to the right place.
Now, let's also make it known this woman had 3 phones. I don't even phone from another creator and said that she couldn't get it unlocked. And then she had another phone from a woman on TikTok that was throwing her the money to get a new phone. And she had a Cricket phone of her own.
And the one phone has been returned to the other creator.
Yeah, and she gave the one phone back to the creator, but wouldn't give it back to me when she said she would. So in my state, and probably in most of people's states, that would be considered stolen. That would be like me saying, hey, I got an extra car. I'll leave it in my name and I'll, the tags are in my name.
Right.
And then I ask for it back.
Right.
And you don't give it back. What's that considered?
Right.
It's true.
You didn't buy the phone as a gift. You let her use a line on your plan.
Yeah.
But she's got everybody on TikTok convinced that I'm this big liar.
And
I'm this, I'm that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I was going to ask them that too. Justin and Brittany, which one of you guys cheated? Because that's which one was it?
And here's the thing.
I know I was doing something that you weren't supposed to be doing.
I'm going with him because his profile
is a group name like that.
5 for cash apps right now for a lie detector, but you don't want to pay the judgment. What?
Like it's over. Once there's a judgment, it's over, pumpkin. It's done. Pay the money and move on with your life. Whether you think it was right or wrong, if there's a judgment, you got to live by that judgment, whether you like it or not.
Right. And you definitely shouldn't be coming up here.
And do you know that a lie detector test costs at least $500?
Yeah,
At least.
Well, and what is she getting it for? For her social media reputation or for court?
For social media reputation.
Yeah.
Because she's already been judged in
Just
court of
pay
law.
off the fucking judgment with that money, though.
Right?
Well, she paid half the value of the damn phone with just a lie detector.
And knowing that she's raising money for a lie detector, that just helps me even more when I take it to the Supreme Court that I'm waiting on the court date for.
It's just
I already have all the rest of the evidence of her raising money and being sent cash apps and her sending cash apps to other people.
Very recent.
Now she's trying to
She
scam.
thinks that she has loyal people in her corner, and she don't, honey. I'll tell you right now, she don't.
My other question too is for this whole AFF thing. You place that in your bio or next to your name in what was it, November 15th. And prior to that, you never had it in your name. You found out that AFF was mad at Tex. And that's when you placed.
Well, that would have been just recent. Like the AFF thing with Tex was literally just this last 2 weeks.
It was on the 15th when she placed it in her name.
So it didn't last a week.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that was over and done with pretty quick.
I like that.
Undefeated.
But I don't understand, Tammy. You joined that AFF knowing Brittany and other people are calling out a certain person because they're using MCs to threaten individuals.
Right.
You have a CPO against you for threatening Beth with an MC. Again, if I explain it, that is third.
That's what the original order was granted for. She was threatening you with MC chapters, and the judge granted the restraining order.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And then the judge also granted that she pay you back for the phone.
Yeah.
We went to a different court.
You're done proving anything. Stop. Don't bring any receipts.
We went to a different court for the judgment.
It seems pretty coincidence, and I don't.
We just saw it, and it was a weird. Yeah, that was weird.
That's just how I'm going to say that. I don't believe in that big of coincidences. I have proof that she was never a part of that family before, and the day that my video came out, and I called her out, she goes private. That's not a coincidence. I'm comfortable with saying it has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And neither would a judge. Let me just say that. Not with the proof.
It's already been shown to Butler County, and it's basically they're waiting on me to give the green light on whether I want to sign a warrant or not.
Not the green light.
Yeah, not the green light. My bad. My bad.
See Austin's video about the general and that he decided to boot him.
I don't have a lot of nice things to say about Austin, but I will give respect where respect is deserved. And I can respect that.
Absolutely. That's what I was trying to say. I absolutely love that you did that. Let's just try to weed out people that keep using that name to hurt other people like that. Because
they correlate it to an MC group.
And shit talking.
Right.
And never shit a shitter, Tammy. Never. Because
that's partially why we do these hostile takeovers, to show like these little clubs, like anybody can put shit in their bios and change their names, and what are you gonna do?
There was also a video of her at Sturgis with a bunch of motorcycles and stuff right after she done the AFF fam in her name.
Yep. She made a on this
to my courts that I've spoke to here in Butler County, that is definitely third party.
Oh, well, yeah.
And she can't deny any of it because I even have that general guy, whoever he is, with threatening people with MCs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he does.
He's doing it for a couple days.
And I guess, too, like, at what point do you realize what you're doing? At what point do you realize live and you keep making these statements of, I want to raise this money to get something done. But in reality, if you think, like, I keep going back to this because it's mind blowing.
Right.
If you're that money, you like now.
Yeah, she could have been done.
She would have been done.
Yeah. But now it's accrued interest. $55 mainly is the interest.
Chapters everywhere. Man, I swear.
Damn girl.
Find him.
Oh my God.
I know they don't look like him, so I'm just saying I don't want it. But
wow, you surely didn't disappoint this evening.
Right. Now, I will say that there are a ton, like if you want a proof of something, we have it. We couldn't throw everything up here today.
Right.
But if you ask us for it, we will absolutely supply it.
Their handles are just written like that. Go over to their pages on TikTok if you guys want to go down the rabbit hole of this section of Drama Talk.
Just know this. Please do not come to Beth with questions for Tammy. It needs to be directed to Beth about the case only, because that could be considered third party. If you're reaching out to me for somebody, that can't happen. And I will say, we have given grace, like I said. And what does that mean? She's called the police at 2 a.m. with calling Beth on a private number saying he's an Onondaga cop and that he needed to talk to her about the threats. She wasn't even on.
I was in bed.
Several times.
I was in bed.
Several times of it. Couldn't figure out why she had a police officer doing it when he was calling from your sheriff's department. That is crazy. So, that's weird. But I do Freedom Fam. Maybe that idea.
I'm going inside.
Holy shit.
Oh, it still don't let me see nothing.
Oh, it's not letting you see the comments?
I
think you can click them, maybe.
I just think everybody's calling me a hippopotamus, and that's
no. That Brittany and her cheating husband were the only ones that
Brittany Justin, is that her name?
Yeah.
She just adored me at one time until I left the app and Tammy had time to brainwash everybody.
Oh.
They crack me up, man.
Yeah,
they crack me up.
The only negative thing.
It's sad. It's really sad that it came to this. It makes sense why he isn't saying
What?
Well,
talking about, Joe?
I don't know. That's what it's by.
Austin. He might be behind.
I want to let you know. Apparently, the AFF allows people who start bullying people on the app first. And then when we try to give it back a little with facts and evidence, that's when you get angry. I'm confused. I thought AFF was anti-bullying. So
that is their motto.
Hey, so admitted it, Tam. She did not have heard it in the call. I'm live. So you said it out of your own mouth. So at this point, you started this. The judge said there was 2 judges involved, and now there's going to be a 3rd one for your pleasure.
That's amazing.
We've tried it all. So
love it.
No. What are you doing?